Yo, what manga fans? I am back with another video. Viewing the Fearsome Womb arc of JuJutsu Kaisen. I know it's been a whole year since my last video on JuJutsu Kaisen. I did not intend to be that long since my last review. I also retitled that review to call the Cursed Child arc. It's called the Cursed Child arc by fandom, and technically it's part of the series. It even has its own separate volume. Well, it's stacked into a movie named after the volume. The volume's called Volume 0. So, oh yeah, I always forget. I keep forgetting to hold these when I do my reviews. So I'm talking about JuJutsu Kaisen again. This time, the main series, not just the Zero story. So, background. JuJutsu Kaisen was a manga series made by Gege Akutami and published in Weekly Shonen Jump back in 2018. It ran until we moved to Jump Giga a few years later. I don't know exactly the year. Well, basically coming to conclusion late last year, just a few weeks after My Hero's conclusion. So that's two of the biggest 2010 manga to officially end in 2024. Same year, what a coincidence. Of course, there's Black Clover, another big 2010 manga. They got a successful anime too, which I actually did an entire review on. I review all arcs of the anime if you want to check out. Again, I know I keep listening, but my favorite is the Elf Reincarnation arc. I just love the epic action in it, the characters, the story, everything about it. It's great. It builds on everything that was being set up. As I technically only saw the first 51 episodes because I had the DVD, but seasons 2 and 3 and 4 were not out. Were not available at the time, or they just couldn't afford them. I don't know. But, yeah. But remember too, my next video might be on Black Clover itself. So, we'll see. The arc's actually longer, it's shorter in the manga, being 10 chapters. Yeah, I looked it up. If you look on fandom, type in Black Clover arcs, and go to the first arc, you'll see it's like 10 chapters. Well, it's stacked into 13 episodes. I'm curious to know why. Maybe we'll see. Most likely, I added content or content move for later chapters to do more context early. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out when I eventually read the series. But yeah, I got into Jujutsu Kaisen around just a year later, I think, or I think around 2021 or 2022. I can't remember the exact year, but I've been a fan of it for a while now. I love the series. This is my first time reading the manga all the way through, so I'm gonna continue reading the manga. So, and of course, there are 2 more arcs at the end of season for season 1 for season 1. Of course, I actually tried to rewatch season 1 done, so I get more bad members of the voice actors. Also, there's some visual jokes added for the anime, and some stuff, even some dialogue added exclusively to the anime that was not in the manga. And I'll get to that part. So, if you don't check the series out, I recommend you give it a read, or at least watch the anime. The anime is especially available on Crunchyroll and also on Netflix. Or you can get the series on DVD and Blu-ray. As we got the Shibuya Incident arc, especially now out on Blu-ray here in the UK. So definitely purchase that when I can. Because oh. The Blu-ray came with these cards. Now then, these are going to contain some bit of spoilers. Well, technically for the last character on this one. This is obviously cards for the hidden inventory arc. Let's start with Young Gojo, Geto, and of course, if you're not read the manga, you'll probably be spelled who this is. you probably spoil who this is going to be. So if you're not familiar with this character, click off now or skip. Because you're going to click off, make sure you watch up to the hidden inventory arc. Right? That's held? Back? Good. Toji Bushiguro. So, yeah, this is a bit of a continuity hiccup with this one. So, if you watch this and you're already familiar with Jujutsu Kaisen, you probably read the manga. You know this is a bit of a hiccup in continuity. I sort of wrecked the anime. It's kind of. Let's get into it. So, I kind of like how the anime opened up. Anyway, we open up with an introduction of one of my main characters, searching for some cursed object or something. And he's talking to, I'm assuming he's on the phone, who sounds like an idiot, as the guy threatens to punch him. So then we introduce our protagonist, Yuji Dodori, a high schooler. This is set in 2018, by the way, the year it came out. So, yeah. It's pretty interesting that some manga do that. Set in the year it comes out or set at a different point in time. Like for Rocky and JoJo, each part takes place its own time period. Part 1 and 7, parts 1 and 7 take place in the 19th century. Part 2 takes place in the 30s. Part 3, 1980s. 4, 90s. 5, literally early 2000s, just 2 years after part 4. Parts 6 and 8 set in 2011. And part 9, most recent part, set around sometime in the 2020s. No exact date yet. No exact date being revealed, at least, but not yet. Anyway. I usually just hang out with the club. Locally, the shenanigans go on. And what's other stuff? Well, Yuji's got pretty sexual skills, great agility, and pretty interesting strength for throwing. Makes him pretty good as an athlete, but he does not want to join the club. Doesn't want to join the sports club and stuff, track team. She recently joined the Coke Club initially because he gets off either around 5. But really go close to those two, the other two members of the club. I kind of wish we saw more of them in the series. They were fun. I like Yuji's friendship with them. Oh wow. You know, Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the Shonen Jump's dark trio of mangas. Next to Hell's Paradise by Tatsuki Fujimoto. No wait. Sorry, I got that wrong. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto. And Hell's Paradise, I have not memorized the author's name of that one. Those are part of the dark trio Shonen Jump. They're part of the dark trio Shonen Jump. Of course, Jujutsu Kaisen is the most popular. I actually read Chainsaw Man, as you know. And I do have some complaints about that one. Like, it's an emphasis on status quo. But introduce new characters in one arc who get killed off in the next. That's kind of depressing. We barely have any time to know them. That's no problem. Fujimoto likes to kill off characters in the next story arcs. Yes, it's more realistic, but we haven't had time to bomb them or feel more emotional. Like, it's an example of what's done right with Aki Hayakawa. Now, if you've not seen my review on that arc, on the Gundam arc, spoilers, you know, any spoilers with that, skip ahead. Or pause and log out the video to read the manga or watched the anime. Oh wait, it hasn't been adapted in the anime yet. Oof, we're running out for that one. That's not like what my point was. Anyway, it's what happens to Hayakawa in that arc is truly sad, and we feel that emotion because we know the character since like chapter 3 of the manga, I think. We'll feel bad what happens to him, and you feel with Denji. Denji really grew as a character too. Still a bit dickish, but consider Hayakawa a friend. I'm just saying. That's how you do character deaths. Gonna make us care about the character and make us feel for them even more by spending time with them, even for a limited time. Another example of this, JoJo. Oh, Rocky fumbled that bag in the first Infanta Blood. He improved it over time with Season Part 2, Kakyoin, Iggy and Afto in Part 3. Kind of not Shigechi because he hasn't been around that long, so this is out. With Part 5, it's Naran-chan and Bakio and Bucciarati. Part 6 is FF, or Foo Fighters. The other characters technically don't count, as FF is killed by Pucci early on. Part 7 was Gyro. Part 8, Ryan Mamazuku and Jobin Higashigata. I mean, we know Jobin since his introduction, and we feel for that character too before his death. And while Rai has not been around that much, at least spend a little time with him since the One of You arc's pretty long. So, still feel emotional when the character died. Just wish he was in more arcs, I'm just saying. So again, if you want to kill a character, make sure you get us to care about them before doing it. Another example of a good character death is Regina. You know, we knew for a short time she was characterized very well, and you felt sad for her death at the end. Even though she was just a plot device for getting the characters into, system with the other characters. Yeah, I'll talk more about that when I review the art manga. You get my point. Character deaths are important if done right. We have to feel emotional and must form bonds with them. Even if it's in a short amount of time. I felt like that was sketchy, yes, but again, couldn't feel that much because he only ran for 2 arcs. The first one was just his introduction. So, yeah. Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent then. But you understand where I'm coming from, right? Or is it just me? But what I want to see in the series when it comes to a character's death is that we know the character. We got to know. Even they haven't been around that much, we know them thanks to their characterization. Like, say, One Piece with Ace's death in the Marineford arc. It's great motivation for Luffy after that, and we knew Ace. We spent time with it. We knew Ace from the Alabasta arc. And some cameo appearances out there. Even more character-wise thanks to the flashbacks after his death. Make us even hit harder. Dragon Ball kind of has the problem with the death spin as well. Well, it can't be an emotional and a lot of stuff. It gets undone when they brought back from the dead in the next... By the time it gets brought back from the dead. Even if it does have a limit, they just find another way to bring them back. Yeah. Oof. I'm going to be saying a tangent about when that starts becoming more problematic in the Z portion of Dragon Ball. So look forward to that. Anyway. Yuji, the reason Yuji wants to go leave around 5 is because he ends up bringing his sick grandpa in the hospital. Yuji's parents are pretty mysterious because Yuji doesn't really care. He's just... And well, Yuji's grandma gave him the last bit of advice to help. Basically, to help those he feels needs help in. He's a good kid, help those in need. Like, before passing away. And that night after he passed away, after the passing of his grandpa, Yuji ends up meeting a student that boy from earlier named Megami Fushiguro, who from JuJutsu High. Yes, his name's Megami. That has a plot and some little reference at the end, around midway through this arc, which usually used to be shorter, but is now being sent to chapter 18. So I actually make that smart. Because what's going to happen in the next arc? Ooh, you're going to have a lot of emotion on that one. That's a good emotional arc too. What's going to happen in the next arc? It's tragic. And it works. So we'll get into that when we get into that. Anyway. Yuji learns that because the object that Fushiguro was looking for was a finger of a demon named Yomen Sukuna. Sukuna. Anyway, it's been accidentally unsealed and attacked at school, forcing Megami to fight. Yuji ended up helping. He doesn't want to see die. Well, there's a slight change on how the anime did it. And it's when you read the manga in this scene. Yeah, I actually got volume 1 right here, so let me get to the chat. Let me get to that page. Found it. Right here. In the manga right here, Yuji swallows the finger. This is how Yuji swallows the finger right next to Fushiguro. But it's done more coolly in the anime. Where Yuji's being held up by the curse. And just does that. See it. Mostly done it because it's more visually, because it's an anime and it's more visually cool. Also, when you watch the anime, there's some weird Japanese texts that appear after the curse is killed. Anyway, this finger is so powerful. That's a 1 million chance of survival. But survival's not the best option. Because then it'll be possessed by this cursed spirit, Yomen Sukuna. It's dangerous. But since Yuji is able to control his body somehow. It's weird. Goes on Jutsu law, making me supposed to try and execute him. Now, chapter 2 is an interesting case when you watch the anime. As in, also chapter 1 did add an extra scene of Yuji in a hospital. Mostly, at the start, when we get... Because in chapter 2, there was a opening scene, that was actually moved to the start of episode 1. Which actually adds a good bit of a hook in on the audience. I think that was a smart move by the animators. A hook. It gave us a hook on what's going on. Why is he on trial? What's going on? Etc. As we go back in time to figure out what happened to this point. Anyway, we also meet Satoru Gojo, the GOAT of the series. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Now, let me be clear. My point of understanding of the series is up to the Shibuya incident arc. Because that's what's been adapted. The current game arc, on its way, we just do not have a release date yet. We just got a teaser. Well, not official a poster, teaser of a minute poster. So, Zero events are to still happen. The anime has to, kind of ignore them. Not ignore them, brush them to the side, sort of. Barely acknowledge them. Because, they're adapting the main series. And Zero is just a small series, so they shouldn't. So they didn't really mention stuff about that. Of course, if you read this manga, you'll probably be confused about this if you're new to this series, just picking up this series, not knowing about the Zero story. So, not knowing about the Zero story and stuff. So you'll definitely be confused. So I'm glad we got a volume 0. That's why the movie's called JuJutsu Kaisen 0. I mean, Gojo's definitely strong. Was it? He ends up finding out how Yuji ate Sukuna finger. I know, Yuji can switch back and forth pretty easily. Gojo decides to test it out. And well, he's really strong. He's easy to beat Sukuna without any sprinkle of sweat. Without landing a single punch. And it's just a 10-second time limit too. It's impressive. Also, one note with him about Gojo, he wears a blindfold. How is he able to see though? It's beyond me. It's never explained how he's able to see. Maybe something to do with his abilities? I don't know. He's never explained how he can see. So, anyway, let's hope Yuji's stand on trial because he ate the finger. Gojo tried to negotiate at Megami's will, but didn't work, but managed to get the sentence suspended for a bit. As Yuji will collect all of Sukuna's fingers, which are 20 in total, because Sukuna has 4 arms. Yeah. Yuji instantly has to know this. I'm sorry, but he started to go over on his grandpa's wanted to help people. Of course, he's not sorry about executing himself, but he was going to help people. So now we get to his enrollment. We introduce the principal. In the anime's English was played by Keith Silverstein, while Yuji's dub voice is Aaron MacArthur from Star Wars: The Forces of Evil. I mean, that's where I first heard him from. And he's also the English dub voice of one of the main characters in Kaiju number 8. I forgot his name though, so that's why I actually plan to rewatch the entire series. I plan to this week, but, So I'll say that for next week. Anyway, Yuji. Anyway. And well, Vince was testing Yuji's will and stuff. And Yuji says that he allows Yuji and Alan, of course, and condense a lot of stuff. So in more detail, just read the manga or watch the anime. And especially read the manga once you have more familiar with the Zero story, since there are references to that a lot more than the anime. So Yuji's now being accepted into Jutsu High. So after that, Itato. But Gojo takes Yuji and Megami out to meet their third first year. There are 3 first years, by the way, in the school. As introduced to Nobara Kugisaki. Now, it's probably just me, but the angle she appears in, like she appears in this angle twice in the manga, in this early portion. Like, let me just. Right here. It's just the way she looks right here. Let me do the Akutami's early art style. I think that changes later, I don't know. I don't know, it's just probably just me, but she looks a little weird here. Maybe because I'm just used to her design in the anime. I'm just saying. So yeah, Kugisaki's a countryside girl. Noelle is from the countryside. Well, we're not testing her strength as she uses a type of curse technique that rolls voodoo basically taking a hair from some cursed spirit or human and stuff. She's able to use her curse hammer to affect curse technique to affect them. Again, like voodoo, how when you have a doll, someone basically have a doll with the hair of that specific person you want to go again, you don't like, and pin them and stuff, they'll feel that pain. That type of stuff. I like Kugisaki. Seriously, I really like Nobara. I keep saying their last names out of habit. I know she did review this arc years ago, similar to Zero, but arc changes and stuff. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to call them by their first names now, but I may end up saying their last names because that's just habit. Also, Norma's actress went on to be in another series, Tropical Rouge Precure, alongside the actress I Perez, I bet how you pronounce it, who's the Japanese VA with Jolene Cujo and JoJo. Anyway, both anime came out the same year, by the way. Tropical Rouge Precure and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. They both came out in 2021. Weird coincidence, am I right? That was my first time hearing Iforez's voice in anything. Like, she's that's the first time I've seen her. She's also Power in Chainsaw Man. No, she's a talented actress. Again, Jungle Witch Video was my first time hearing her voice. I eventually found out she was Jolene in JoJo. I didn't know because when I watched it, it was dubbed first. So I planned on watching in Japanese. And then possible to do a rewatch in English. Also, be more familiar with the voice cast and stuff. Taking my own pace, etc. So, anyway. After a pretty good brief bow with one of the customers, we get here that something's going to happen in June 2018. As it happens. The Fearsome womb. So, a trio called in to investigate this with Ichiji, who's a relatable character. There are 5 people inside. Status is unknown if it's unknown if they're dead or alive. And there's special grade cursed spirits in there. So he must not engage in combat. It's very hostage. So Gojo is by the way on holiday, on a vacation or something. On a trip, yeah, he's on a trip. So I'll sure go inside, but they end up trapped in a big domain. And so we have an argument between Yuji and Megumi over a dead body of a person that his mother, a woman asked about since she's the mother of that body, but Megumi doesn't want to rescue that body because he has a criminal record, with driving around a permit twice, and second time hitting a little girl. I don't know if the girl's alive or dead. I don't know about that one. Wait. Oh my god. Don't. I just realized. Hitting a little girl. Oh my god. Can't be. Can it? Like, was it? By chance, was the little girl he ran over Rika? Was it? Is that? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I just realized it. I think Rika was ran over. Oh. I just checked. And it doesn't specifically say what type of vehicle ran her over. But it's a possibility. It's a possibility it's the same guy. But that's just guessing, though. If you know if it's confirmed or not, let me know in the comments down below. Because I really don't know. I'm just making a guess because of connection. I literally just only realized this while we're doing this review. Anyway, after that, no one's going to split up in a group, and especially Curse ends up attacking them very fast, and that's slicing off one of Yuji's hands. So, but Yuji decides to distract him while Megumi tells Megumi to go find rescue Nobara. He's going to do it, but Yuji convinces him to. Megumi promises to come back. Alright, some of them was in the anime. Sukuna talking during this scene. Yeah, he wasn't. The anime moved this scene for some reason. I don't know why. Well, it's not really a scene. It's just dialogue stuff. Also, some reason some of the curse spirits could talk. The lower grade ones in the manga. Saying those don't have the ability in the anime. I don't know why. But yeah, Yuji about Megami finds Nobara. Yuji ends up having a very, very one-sided battle with his cursed spirit. He ends to start regretting what he said he wouldn't. So back to him. And Nobara ends up forcing switching to Sukuna to fight. Sukuna literally wants to tear out the cursed spirit, but it goes against him, so he easily kills it. And for some reason, Yuji can't switch back. So Sukuna go on a rampage. As rescuing Kugisaki, Megumi stays behind with Yuji. As Ichijo leaves, I remember he loved the manga, and he was in Zero, I forgot. So, this is his reappearance in the story. Yuji ends up Megumi ends up facing off against Sukuna. And Sukuna ends up having a type of situation, as he ends up removing Yuji's heart. Basically, Yuji switched back, he dies. But Megumi knows Yuji will do that anyway, even if he will die. That's just the type of person he is. By the way, Summon Nobara states a little bit later that between the chapters, between this portion of the story and the previous, and the introduction of Nobara, it seems that 2 weeks have passed since then. And Yuji and Nobara just said they share the same brain cell. Anyway, Yuji ends up fighting. And Sukuna ends up starting getting interested in Megumi. And Megumi ends up thinking about why you say Yuji. He's no hero, but that's just a source of it. Just so he just want to help people. We all get mention of his dad here when he goes about his sister. He says he thinks his dad is still alive somewhere. And if you already know the story, read the entire series, then you know this is kind of a record that got kind of retconned. Like, it kind of got retconned. It's vague, but still, it seems like it was retconned. Why? I'll get to that eventually if I remember about it. So, we'll see about that one. Alright, Yuji. Okay. And so Yuji switches back. Almost competition with Megumi before dying. It's really sad. Yuji Didoi has died. It's really sad. It's really sad for him. And Gojo's not in yet. It seems like it was a setup in the beginning. Those old crusty shirt assholes on top. Deliberately sent those first years into a dangerous situation. Even willing to kill two even killing two other first years. Well, I promise him. Just so he could get rid of Sukuna's vessel. Crusty old farts. We with Gojo in this situation. He just yeah. We also know Gojo had a dream, and we also introduced Shoko. It's a bit important later in the series. A bit. We'll get there. So, Yuji is dead. Gojo shares his dream of basically want to overthrow those crusty old assholes with a generation that's good and stuff by teaching this, because he could easily kill them, but what would that solve? Someone just like them, more powerful will take their place. So, also, they're mourning for their friend's death. Megumi and Nobara end up meeting Zaki, Iomaki, and Panda. Sorry, regardless of redesigns, because look a little older since it's been a year since the events of the Zero story, which is the Cursed Child arc. Yuji and Megumi. So, yeah. Opening shenanigans. We end up learning that. Sorry. I learned that there's a type of event going on called the Kyoto Goodwill Exchange, where students from Kyoto will be coming to face off against the Tokyo students. So, and some references were removed in the anime, except for the Smash Bros. Reference. Yeah. The Smash Bros. is the only outsworld media to be referenced in the anime. Because there was a line early on in chapter 2, in the chapter towards the end of chapter 1, where Yuji says, just like Two-Face, with a split personality and stuff. Alright. So, yeah, they agreed to join. They sort of begin training a bit. We get back to them later. As, well, Yuji ends up making a deal with Sukuna, kind of. Basically, have a bet. Basically, whatever Sukuna has, it just provides Yuji. There's some strings attached, but, you know, it's not about, so Sukuna breaks it, he'll be punished. So, yeah, Yuji's alive. But Go decides to leave, let Rebecca say he's dead so he can train Yuji for the Kyoto event. So, yeah. And training is Yuji has to watch movies and then eventually learn his own curse technique. And in the anime, we get references to other powerful techniques for jump, like the Ray Gun or Spirit Gun, Rasengan, and Bankai. Those were not in the manga, by the way. Those were added for the anime, which makes it more funny. We have the manga didn't even reference it. I'll show them jump properties. So, yeah, meanwhile, Geto is somehow alive, and it's with 3 cursed spirits. One of them is called Jogo, the other is called Hanami. Geto has some sort of a plan. Right, he's alive, not a cursed, not a spirit, as people can still see him. But now he's got stitches on his head. Interesting. Gojo, so press to seal Gojo in a powerful cube. Once that's done, they can eventually take over the world. Killer spirits can take over the world. Jogo ends up getting cocky once they face up against Gojo himself. And killing everyone in the restaurant because of his temper. So yeah, I'm skipping over a lot bit. It's just some Yuji watching movies. Gojo's on the way to a meeting with the principal. But since someone tells Ichijo to go on ahead. And he's face off against Jogo. And it's pretty more one-sided. Even with Yuji to watch, show us more domain expansions. We only saw Sukuna's. And, well, we finally see Gojo's as funny first one of the chapter covers before this had Gojo covering his eyes like this. But now when he moves his blindfold, we officially see his bright blue eyes. Well, not really bright blue in the manga, but you get my point. Easily beats Jogo, not killing him though, he wants information. But ends up being rescued by Hanami. It's mysterious. Geto has something about him. Gojo doesn't even know he's back. Because you know something's up with Geto. He would never work with cursed spirits. Ever. He hates humans, but he hates cursed spirits the most. So something's definitely up. Something's definitely up. We just don't know what. You also get an introduction here of a character called Mahito. We don't know much about him yet, but he becomes important relevant in the next arc. As more training for the next arc begins, as you get a tease for what's going to happen in the next arc, as as Mahito ends up meeting another kid who can see him, and Yuji's with some man in a white suit. I know his name, yes, but, just keeping a secret for new viewers. The next arc. So I'm looking forward to that arc next. It's a shorter one, I think. But, yeah, for now, though, I will get back to, for now, I guess, for other stuff, but maybe when we get the announcement of the current game arc, I'll start coming back to it. What else? I will get back to this soon, promise. I just want to focus on doing more extra reviews and stuff. So, I'm also going to catch up on some other stuff. So, if you guys watching, I might do a review on My Hero Black Clover tomorrow. Or maybe review Undead Unluck or Mission Yozakura Family or any of those stuff. we'll see, but I gotta catch up with some regular reviews too. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content. Please thumbs up button. Want to see more? Subscribe channel. Look at your mail. Always goes with you. And I'll see you guys next time or tomorrow for more videos. And sorry it's been a while long because I think there's a lot of it down, but I nearly forgot. They were actually with two of the Kyoto students. A competition, and making me a number, and it'll be competition now. One, like Aoi Todo and Mai Zenin, Maki's sister. Well, they're pretty cocky. Todo never show off his terse technique. Gosh, we don't know what it is. But we get a reference to the events of the Zero story, as Todo was there, but to take out his single-handedly cursed spirits on his own. Which was shown in the movie, by the way. He didn't exist when the original 4 chapters were created. He was said to be there at a different point. And the movie actually shows him there. It was actually kind of a detailing. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to reviewing the versus Mahito arc. But for now, I'll see you guys either next time or tomorrow for another video. Kaisen jump out.